Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Golf. Hope you're having a great day and better week. Today we're talking about one of my favorite subjects in all of golf, and that's putters. And what I wanted to do was, I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people, from teaching pros to normal everyday players to pros on certain tours of putters, and really the most influential putters, let's say, in the last 25 years. I'm not going to go back to the original cliques and all those things back in the 1500s, but really the top 10 or so of the last 25 years that have really helped mold where putters are at today, and certainly some are still relevant as of today. So I'm going to go in kind of a sequential order here from 10, 9, etc. that we feel are the most probably influential or important putters that have been developed and created really in the last 25/30 years. Number 10 on the list, and guys, I know I'm going to get feedback, but number 10 is the 8802, which is originally by Wilson, was an Arnold Palmer super popular putter back in the day, and I'll put pictures up now. Scotty Cameron also kind of recreated it with the Napa, which was super popular 10-15 years ago. Wilson still has that putter out today that's very popular, but again, a very heel shafted putter. Not for me. It's a guy who's got a really serious flow to his putter. I am very robotic and straight back, straight through. But number 10, the 8802. Number 9 on the list, which a lot of people, this may throw people for a loop, is the Seymour Putters. And Seymour really was one of the first 15 years or so ago that created this real center shafted, straight back, straight through with a very unique visual to kind of help you make sure you're lined up a certain way. And Seymour has some great putters, great feeling. Zach Johnson was a huge user of them back in the day. Still great putters, still made today. But number 9, the Seymour Putters. Number 8, and we're going to go back a ways a little bit with this one, is the Bullseye Putter. And I had the original Bullseye, which was the brass or bronze, I'm not sure which material it was at the time. I'll put some pictures up. And then Scotty Cameron redid the Bullseye in a platinum edition. Oh boy, it seems like yesterday was probably 20 years ago, where you could either putt right-handed and left-handed with the same putter, which was always cool. I think they almost look like putt-putt putters these days. And then also had the flange if you wanted certain ways. The Bullseye was such a great feeling putter, certainly not the most forgiving, probably why you don't see a ton anymore, but really with the sight dot and the very good feeling, this is our number 8 putter for really the top 10 most influential putters. Number 7 is going to throw a lot of people for a loop, but you got to hear us out here. Number 7 is the Futura, the Scotty Cameron Futura, which was out, oh God, 15-20 years ago. We'll put the dates up and pictures of it. And the reason we feel like it was so cutting edge, and it really was the time, it was really taking that huge mass of weight and putting it to the back of the putter. And this putter won events. I've had it in a couple different options. I had the original one, I had a black version. It was a weird putter to kind of get used to, very soft aluminum head, so you really had to kind of hit through it. But the reason we picked this one is when you look down the line of what putters have kind of become since the Futura, where people may have laughed at it and golfed and said, oh, this is an ugly looking thing, why are we using this? Putters have really, and Scotty as well, has kind of taken that original design and really had broadened it. So while it may have looked a little goofy at the beginning, every brand, every manufacturer has kind of taken that certain look and moving the weight back to almost every manufacturer these days. So at number 7, we're going Futura. Number 6, and one of my all-time favorites, and that's the TP Mills line of putters. Now, I know we're not particularly talking about one line or one putter, I should say, but if you look at any of his, from the Huey to the Softail is my personal favorite, that kind of pinched in old school look with the sight. His wasn't even a sight dot, it was a sight circle. He was one of the first ones with snow on the back of the cavities. The TP Mills putters were really, they're not the most cutting edge, but they're some of the best looking putters probably ever made. And I'll put some examples up here. And I've had a few, I still have some. Some of the best and best feeling putters, carbon putters, which barely anybody makes anymore, putters in the putter world. And TP really helped kind of mold really where putters have kind of gone. It's unfortunate that a lot of people don't like those putters as much, but he really helped kind of mold some of the Scotty Cameron California lines and some of the other lines that were very close to what TP had done. So the next one is the Odyssey, what I call the 7 Series or the Fang putter. And this was a putter, again, came out 12, 13 years ago, maybe even longer. And really had kind of, it has changed. Maybe the most, I'll have to double check, but it has some of the most largest number of wins of any putter ever made. I know Luke Donald plays one currently. I know Luke Donald's, let's say on his back nine, but he's not his back nine. But Ian Poulter, a lot of guys played this putter, had a lot of wins with the 7. The 7, what I call the Fang, has really done well. And again, one of those putters that you look today, a lot of manufacturers have copied that or using some type of aesthetic very close to the Odyssey number 7. For number 4, we're going to go with the TaylorMade Spider series. And while it's not my favorite putter line, it just isn't. It closes on me. I don't love them. I see what has happened since they've kind of created the Spider. It has really kind of changed into almost every brand, from Odyssey to TaylorMade to, I mean, Mizuno, Callaway, Cleveland. Everybody has that type of look of a blocky, heel shafted or some center shafted putter now with some type of insert. And so while it's not my favorite line of putters, I have to give them their credit and their respect, and that's a TaylorMade Spider line. Number 3 on this list, so we're getting near the end here, is the Odyssey Rossy or Rossy, depending on who you talk to, how it's pronounced. And this putter, which is maybe the most simple little small to mid mallet, has been out for decades and continues. John Rahm still uses one. And not only who uses a Rossy now, or Rossy putter, how many other versions have been copied and modified. I had a Red X back in the day from Scotty. Same kind of head. If you look today in any brand manufacturer, they're all still utilizing that same kind of small to mid mallet size. So for number 3, it's going to be the Callaway / Odyssey Rossy. Now number 2 really shouldn't shock anybody. And I think I've used one. I think almost everybody at some point in golf has used one, and that's the Odyssey 2-ball. And I know why this sounds like an Odyssey commercial, but you have to think Odyssey and some of these brands were doing putters before really a lot of these other brands. But the 2-ball was such a game changer. For those who don't know, and we'll get into it in a later video, you know, there was a 3-ball putter at one point. I think the USGA and the R&A both said you can't do it a certain way. But the 2-ball was really a revolutionized putter. Totally changed people. This is 20 years ago, and you still see them out there. They're still selling them. There's been different inserts and different aesthetics, black and white, and lines on them and everything else, but still one of the most popular putters today, and really it's our number 2 overall most popular, and really again putters that have kind of influenced the industry, but also all of golf. So number 1 should be a no-brainer to anybody, and that's the Answer, and I would say the Answer 2. Now the Ping Answer has been around for decades. It doesn't shock anybody. It was the kind of the first heel-toe kind of weighted putter. We've seen 1,000 versions. Scotty Cameron has the Newport 2. Ping has the Answer 2, the Answer 4, and every manufacturer has copied this. It's interesting to see how many brands have their versions of this, from now a wider, front to back, to longer heel to toe, really in 1,000 different iterations. But certainly for number 1 and the most influential putter, and I don't see this changing, is the Ping Answer and the Answer 2. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Again, we try to run down the top 10/11 most influential putter really designs in the last 25 years. And it's interesting to see how this grows. I know there's look, I'm a huge lab golf. I think they're too new to be putting on this list today. Maybe a year or 2 from now, they'll be on here. There's some other great manufacturers. Bobby Grace, who some of you guys may have played, had some very cool cutting edge designs back in the day. But again, I don't think we're that influential overall. I think we've had some putter brands that have kind of had lightning in a bottle. They've had a year or 2 where they're really popular, and then we don't hear from them again. So I left a lot of those off. But anyway, guys, if you're new here, please subscribe, please like. We normally discuss golf. We do product reviews, course reviews, kind of open conversations like this, and really all kinds of stuff in the golf and tech world. We also hit on clothing and shoes and fragrances and stuff that I'm interested. But if you're new here, please subscribe, please like, and if there's anything else you want to see, please let us know, and we will catch up with you soon. Thanks, guys.